Hello Internet, and welcome to a new tutorial. This is a really special video and I've been waiting way too long to make it, and finally I'm doing it and it's out. Let me put you in context first. It's been a while. I've been feeling a bit limited by synthesizer presets, limited in terms of not being able to fully transmit the ideas and the timbres I want to share with you. Because every synthesizer has its own limitations, especially when it comes to timbres, and sometimes complex sounds are actually a mixture of synthesizers and effects. So for long, I've been searching for different solutions to how I can transmit these ideas and these timbres I have in mind. And this is how this collaboration with the one and only Altar of Wisdom was born. And today, and I'm really excited about this one, we're bringing you Tritium, the very first Max for Live audio device that combines sound design concepts by yours truly and the coding wizardry of Altar of Wisdom and everything. I don't know how, these geeky things that I don't know how exactly works. So before we dive into this tutorial, if you'd like to support the channel, you can consider becoming one of my Patreon or buy my presets on Gumroad, or just leave a like, comment, subscribe. Things like that helps the channel a lot. Now, with that said, let's dive into this tutorial and check what Tritium is all about. So what is Tritium? Tritium is a psychedelic signal destructor. It's designed to create from subtle effects to extreme signal destruction ones, and everything in between. The whole point of it is to breathe psychedelic life into whatever signal you feed into it. And how will it breathe psychedelic life? Well, through its three main modules. Now, the signal will get welcomed first of all by a phaser/delay module. Now this module is extremely versatile because, and thanks to Altar of Wisdom's idea to add the delay inside the phaser circuit, this module became extremely versatile because you can create from subtle classic phaser effects to weird psychedelic wizardry. I'll show you how in a few. And then, after the phaser/delay module, the audio will feed into the psychedelic realm of a swappable ring mod and comp filter modules. Basically, it's either ring mod, then comp, or comp filter, then ring mod. Now, both modules can pitch track, and you can do so with a device that Altar of Wisdom developed that will send MIDI from any MIDI channel in Ableton to the device. I'll show you how in a few, and this is really awesome when you're working with melodic materials, for example, or if you want the device to pitch track a specific pitch. You can, for example, set the ring mod to the 7th semitone and the comp filter to the +12, for example. You can do all of this crazy wizardry with it. Now, the comp filter, we have negative and positive comp filters in here, for extra flavor. And the ring mod comes equipped with a distortion circuit. Basically, you have three options: saturate, which is my personal favorite, overdrive, and crush. So yeah, with that said, let's hear it in action. So I've wanted to start simple, and in here I have Serum, and I've loaded the Boog FM V2 preset from my latest Serum preset bank with Mutalians fragmentation for Serum, and it sounds just like this. Now I'll take off the ring mod and the comp filter in here, and I'll just play with the phaser module so you can hear what it's capable of doing. Let's get a nice phaser effect from it. I'll set the LFO rate in here to 4. I'll play with the Q a little bit. Now you can hear the screaming character of the phaser, and we're still using the 2 stages one. Now let's switch to 10 stages and listen to how it sounds like. Pretty nice. Let's give it a little bit more delay in here, and then I'm going to play with the feedback delay in here, but with the kick and bass, so you will really hear it in action and check what it's capable of doing. was, in a nutshell, the phaser and delay module. Let's move on to the ring mod and comp filter. Now for this, I'll take off the phaser and delay module and I'll load another preset from the same fragmentation for serum bank. And this time it's going to be darker tunnels. Okay, pretty interesting. Let's turn on Tritium. Let's play first of all with the ring mod, okay? Let's give it full wet signal and check this out. These sweet spots in here, almost. Awesome. Let's add some comp filtering, and I'll use the comp filter as some sort of a fast delay, so it'll give it like this extreme psychedelic feel to it. So let's give it maybe 50% and yeah, some delay like this. And when I play with the ring mod, and if you feel that there's maybe a lot of high end, we can tame that with the internal low pass filter in here. Like just to keep things, you know, under control. And now with the kick and bass, we'll get this. Now, let's give it a little bit of saturation here, turn down the main gain just a tiny bit to compensate for what the saturation added. And yeah, we've added also, I forgot to mention, a panic button just in case you like over abuse the effects and like everything goes nuts, so you can just turn off everything right away. And also a main volume knob in here, or it's basically a fader. So yeah, let's set it to -8, should be good. And with the kick and bass, we'll get this. So yeah, this is how with Tritium's ring mod and comp filter, we've turned a psychedelic lead into like a 10 times more psychedelic lead than it already is. So we've just heard what Tritium is capable of doing in a solo situation. Now let's hear how will it work in a full kind of like structure and how it can alter the whole character of basically the track. So we have this phrase in here that I've already prepared, and I've added Tritium to 2 of the leads in here. It's on the first Hyper FM2. It's basically sampled from my Microfreak, and it sounds like this without anything. Pretty interesting. But when we will add Tritium, we will get this. Pretty cool, right? And on this lead in here, the melting one, also I've used Tritium to give it like some more character, if that makes sense, like make it more psychedelic, you know, as Tritium is supposed to do. So without Tritium, it sounds like this. It's already pretty weird, but with Tritium, and we can actually even set the ring mod to something lower, maybe like this, giving it like more psychedelic character. So with everything, you will hear how Tritium actually integrated to the whole phrase of the track. And now with everything, it sounds like this. Now, in the beginning of this tutorial, I've talked about Tritium's pitch tracking capabilities. Now, let me show you how they work in action. So, what we have to do in here is, okay, basically I have two MIDI channels in here. One that has the main synthesizer and it plays this melodic sequence, and the other basically have, I forgot the main synthesizer, but basically it should have just the MIDI file that we're working on and the MIDI send device that Altar of Wisdom developed. And basically this MIDI device allows you to send MIDI to over 8 instances of Tritium. So I'll just send to bus number 1 in here, and the patch that we're working with sounds like this. Pretty interesting. Now with Tritium, I've added a little bit of phasing. So we have this. See this character the phaser added to the sound just by adding a little bit of delay in here, okay? And then I've added a little bit of ring mod and a little bit of comp filter. And both of these, ring mod and comp filter, are pitch tracking via bus number 1, as I mentioned earlier. And now, let's see, without the delay, we have this. So without Tritium, we had this. And with Tritium, we have this. Pretty interesting. And if I'll give it some delay and kick and bass, we will have a result that sounds like this. Yeah, I just lost myself playing with the feedback delay in here. Yeah, so in a nutshell, this is Tritium. And one thing I've wanted to talk to you about before we end this tutorial is that it comes with 8 presets that I've designed for it. I'm going to show you a couple of these presets. So all of the presets are actually instrument tracks for Ableton, and they have basically macros to play with. And this is, for example, one of them. I'll show you real quick in a live situation what it's capable of doing. So without Tritium, we had this simple lead. And with Tritium, we were able to add like this phasey character to it. And the other preset I wanted to show you is Frozen in here. And basically, it's based on some samples I've actually created with a friend of mine who makes knives. And without Tritium, we had something that sounds like this. And with Tritium, I was able to get something a little bit more psychedelic out of it. And with the kick and bass, we get something that sounds like this. So yeah, that was Tritium. I am really excited and happy it's finally out. Go grab it, make some crazy sounds out of it. And please share these sounds with us, me and Altar of Wisdom, on Instagram or Facebook or even my Discord. There's links to that in the description. And yeah, with this is the end of this tutorial. I really hope you liked it. I really hope you learned something new. See you next time.